Okay, I want to expand on what I just posted because I wasn't realizing what I was touching on. I thought I had discovered something about time and the perception of time. This actually is touching upon something that's a big deal, in my opinion. Okay, I'm basically explaining to you a rational, non spiritual, non supernatural, at least in the sense of ghosts and spirits, method of how people can see the future. Okay? Precognition. And I had made a video a couple years ago admitting this. That I had been told and still don't quite understand what this is about. That, of course, there's psychic transmissions, telepathic transmissions. And I thought it was so weird. I don't know one other person that had their awakening occur where one minute they're just doing something and the next minute they become a psychic. Or fuck psychics. All of a sudden they have all of these talents as if they've been on the Letterman show and in Vegas in a snap of a finger, and it felt normal. And I never understood that. And when I finally got an explanation was we had to break through like that to teach you psychically some things that you can explain. You know what? I can show you how this is done without using any supernatural abilities. Okay? The way it was first explained to me, and it was over an extensive period of time. Who explains this to you? It's done telepathically, man. You don't realize it at the time, but it's the infamous invisible college. It's just like that, man. There's semesters. Some of them still go on. They tell you something. A week later, you actually see it in action. They point it out to you. See what we were talking about? And I mentioned precognition. I said that I had reached a point where I did not believe I was getting any spiritual information that was giving me future predictions when I was being accurate. Well, not always. There's unique events, and when I say unique events, I should focus on that later. Sometimes there's a need to, and there tends to be a very serious reason of why your brain transmission has to be interrupted, and they have to interject to you the answer to the problem or the solution. In other words, that's when they give you the answer to the future. But what I was noticing was that they were showing me the signs, little things, millions of little things, the way the wind blows. In the military, they call it situational awareness. I became extremely hyper intuitive. I could stand in one area, and if you stand there long enough, you will know everything that is going to occur in that area, to the point people think you're predicting the future because you've seen it a million times. You're focusing intently on it. And what I began to notice is what I called the moving of the chess pieces. Because of course, when I finally realized, holy shit, this is for real. Okay, I don't care who you are. You all say, well, then why can't you make me have $1,000 right now? Why can't you cure my pain right now? Why can't you do it right now? Wave the magic wand, God. Can't you do that? I haven't been told he can't. What I've been told is the proper procedure for that is moving the chess pieces. I use the analogy of, let's say I'm God, okay? And you want to go out with a certain prom date. It seems impossible. Well, actually, it's not. Watch this. I will begin 2 months ahead of time to move chess pieces. For example, the day the girl may have asked another guy out, we can make it so that the guy has the flu that day, which then eliminates that moment. Change time frames that you're at certain locations. We know she likes boys that wear the color red, so on a day that she's very intuitive, will influence you to wear red. These are moving pieces together to create a culmination event in which, bam, like in the movie Back to the Future. Exactly. He had to get those events coordinated together, the chess pieces together, get Biff out of the way. Get, George McFly them to kiss and dance at the Under the Sea dance. And if those chess pieces get moved, then you have a problem. But that seems to be the way things get done when you pray for something. You see what I'm saying? But we, all of us, usually look at it as, well, I'm just waiting for him to do it. I'm sure it just takes him a millisecond to do it. He just won't do it. For all you know, it's a 10, 20, 30-year process that he's been working on. But all of these chess pieces have to be moved for that event to occur. Now, I got so adept at it, I could start seeing these chess pieces moving around me. Talk about White Rabbit, right? When the man on the chessboard, get up and tell you where to go. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is, baby. All right, I was realizing that I wasn't getting messages at times from any spirits, but I could accurately predict as if I could say, hey, I am psychically channeling into something that has told me you're going to go on a date tonight with a guy named Todd, and you're going to have strawberry ice cream. Of course, I'd get the reply of, by the way, his name's Ted, and I had mint and chip ice cream, so you're wrong and you're a fraud. Okay, I always hated when people do that, right? So I would get better and better, and I'd master the art to the point where the analogy I used was, like when the planes hit the Twin Towers on 9/11, okay? There's a point where that plane has not yet hit the building, or whatever it was that hit the building, that everyone knows it's too late to turn back. There's going to be an impact here. Maybe you've witnessed a car accident. Have you ever noticed before the car accident happened, you almost had like a millisecond jump on everyone else witnessing the event on, dude, I totally saw that coming, dude. I totally knew that was going to happen. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. You are having a moment of what I have utilized to do all the time in certain areas, which is what? Either by a couple seconds or maybe even a day, I can simply see an event that is going to occur or get pretty damn close simply based on all of these ingredients coming into line that they showed me are the ingredients to look for this to happen. Trust me, man, I've seen this before, dude. Yeah, well, you're guessing. These motherfuckers showed me exactly what to look for. So when I was explaining to you that, when you maybe have a breakup with a lover or something like that, all right, you think of it was that one date that everything went wrong. You mark your calendar as a destruction date, when the odds are many of your friends saw that coming. They saw it coming, you didn't. Why? Your perception was skewed. Your perception was skewed. Thus, those who are psychic, those who are seeing things that are coming in the future, they may not even know it. Really, just have a very great gift of being able to measure the tea leaves. Which way is the wind blowing? The last time it rained on this day, and this TV show was on, and I heard that bird chirp, there was an earthquake. And you say, okay, there'll be an earthquake. And sure enough, you'll be right. He's psychic. No. He has situational awareness to such a highly skilled level that it makes him appear psychic. I'm sure this is involved with athletes who are amazing. What? They get into the zone. They have eyes in the back of their head. They can read everything around them. It's like people who are blind can hear perfectly. Why? Because they're attuned to one thing only. And that's what they were showing me. So when you think about it, really, when someone's predicting the future, what you should look at is not, are they talking to ghosts? What is their ability and knowledge of knowing something like that? Because very often we judge it by, it would be impossible to know that. No, the question is not, is it impossible to know that? The question is this someone who has successfully in the past been able to make such predictions and be accurate? And do they know what they're talking about? It's very easy to look at a record like that. Because eventually, if you think you're going to predict the future and you're wrong, you're just going to shut up. But if you're right, you get louder and louder and louder. But people are it's impossible. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just impossible. Is the wrong answer. Is the wrong answer. Very quickly, if you stop and look and say, he did this that day and this that day, and you observe, as they say, the CIA, they don't use satellites and all that shit to know what you're doing or chip you. It's based on patterns. When you go to the store, do you have your Rite Aid card? Your cell phone. Okay, your Rite Aid card tells them when you buy liquor, when you buy cigarettes. Now, they can see, what if you do that on a certain date of each month and you're female? That's when she's having her period. They can manipulate that information. Why? Simply based on your pattern that you don't know. Every day you eat lunch, breakfast, dinner at the same fucking time. You'll have pizza the same day, every day of the week. And when someone has that kind of information about your patterns, they can easily manipulate things to make it look as if they are able to control what is going to happen or predict what is going to happen. When really, they're just the outsider watching the pattern. There you go. Daniel 222. He shall be a revealer of secrets. Boom.